You just got to get through Friday to get to the next to the weekend. It's that goal. I used to hold two jobs.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll tell you about the other one though. That anyway, we have here the lovely lady. She just turned pro this past summer at the Universe in the figure division. Recently, I saw the interview of a man, KL and Wonder. If you want to check out the interview, I will leave the link in the description of this live stream. We have here the lovely new IFBB pro, Miss Rebecca Adney, if I got her name right.
Yes, yes.
All right, I want to make sure I don't want to mess up. Sometimes I'm from the South. We say things a little differently when we see you spell them. So, ma'am, welcome to the live, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
So, tell me, and share with me and my followers, what kind of lovely like you in such a buff, muscular, masculine sport like bodybuilding? Please share.
Well, before bodybuilding, I used to fight. So I did that for many, many years. Um, and then, I started creeping at the age of 40. And I mean, that and injuries, were kind of just taking over and making it a lot harder to train. So I stopped doing that. At the same time, I retired from the military. So after those two things kind of like fell off, I was kind of just like, F it. Like, I kind of just like lived my life. So, I went to the gym if I felt like it, kind of ate whatever I wanted to. And I got honestly to like the heaviest weight I've ever weighed in my life, which I was at 155. Most people are like, that's not that much, but for my height and my build, it's a lot. Um, so a couple of my friends kind of like brought it up. One of my friends who she had the same coach I have now, kind of talked to me. They're like, why don't you just try it out, try bodybuilding and see if you like it or not. Because I kind of just needed something. I'm one of those people that need something to kind of focus on to stay motivated, which is weird when you ask someone like that in the military tells you that because normally we're pretty disciplined. But it's just someone I need something like to focus on. Um, so I hit up my coach, David Short, and sent to my intake form and we talked a little bit. So originally when I first started training, it was just kind of like dabble in bodybuilding, right? I was like, we'll just do one show and we'll see if we actually enjoy it. So I started in February of 2022 and I did my first show in it was July or August of 2022. And honestly, like after I got off that stage, like I'm not a girl who wears heels all the time, so that was probably the hardest part. But like I fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with the process, the community, that's also a big thing. You meet so many different people from all over the place and it's just like it's great because we all got like, same goals, same purpose. We all kind of it's good to be around other people who like know the struggle, especially during prep, because it's not always so easy, right? So that's kind of what got me into bodybuilding. I really needed a driving force after I stopped fighting, and I needed to get into something that would also like push my body, push my mind to be better. So that's kind of how I got into the bodybuilding world.
That's not surprised. I've known quite a few bodybuilders who had a stint in combat sports. I know one lady, her name was Mandy Misdemeanor Polk. She used to fight in Bellator. Jay Fuchs, she was a kickboxer and a boxer. With one lady I know, I interviewed a while back, Nikki Wicks, she did some kickboxing. It's kind of easy to cross over. And I've interviewed some
It
ladies, and
is.
yeah, I've interviewed some ladies who've done mixed martial arts from MMA to bare knuckle to boxing. I mean, it's a transition of a different sport.
It is, like, everyone would always ask me, like, "How was it hard?" And I was like, "Well, not really," because, like, I honestly felt like it was kinda easier because in a fight camp, you're cutting, like, 15, 20 pounds in, like, 2, 3 months, whereas, like, bodybuilding, it's, like, gradual, like, you're gradually losing weight, and it's not like you have to step on stage at a certain weight, unlike, when we used to have to cut weight for fights, so and you're already kinda, like, living that eating healthy lifestyle, so, like, eating meal prepping. I was already used to that, like, not eating out all the time, not drinking all the time. So I felt like it was a easy transition and it was a good transition. It wasn't like huge changes that I had to make.
hmm I've been a fan of combat sports. Like I grew up more at the boxing area, with the Ali's and Mike Tyson's and Roy Jones Jr. But I really got into MMA, like guys like John Jones and Conor McGregor, some amazing women like like Ronda Rousey, also the current champion over at the in UFC, that's Valentina Shevchenko. And that's a pretty good transition. There's some similarities I would say between
Yes,
women in MMA and women in bodybuilding because you're not as popular compared to the men.
very true.
hmm So, what was that experience like, especially getting out of the military, your first time being a bodybuilder? What was that experience like for you?
I mean, for me, it was a very positive one just because, like, I mean, honestly, without like getting into bodybuilding, like, I don't know, like, I was like, I don't want like to say living unhealthy, but for me, it was very unhealthy. Drinking a lot, eating a lot because the transition out of the military, like, it's not an easy thing to do. Um, Even though I got like a job, a few months after I retired. So for me, it was a very positive experience. It really kind of pulled me out of my own gutter, like I like to call it.
Yeah, I know. My oldest niece and one of my nephews, they served in the army, and it's tough to get out of that life of discipline. But then bodybuilding has also its discipline. Like when you,
Yes.
what was your branch? What was your position? And what was your rank?
So I was in the army. I was air defense artillery, so Patriot missiles. A lot of people know what that is, so it's the easiest way to explain it. And I was sergeant first class.
Sergeant. See, well, ma'am, I say this to you. I don't say thank you for your service. I appreciate the sacrifice you've made behalf of this country as a citizen. Thank you is never enough what y'all do, what y'all commit yourself to. So, what's that like? Now being a bodybuilder, being on that stage, you're walking around, you're partially naked and you're pumped up and muscular. What's that feeling like, on that stage? And so, one of my crimes, I want to tell you this, uh, Rebecca, I'm a muscle person, I'm musculates. You excite me. What was that feeling like that first time on stage?
I mean, honestly, like I always get nervous before I perform. We used to have them before all my fights. So like I'd get nervous too. Like, I mean, I don't think if I felt weird, and that's only because like, we send check-ins all the time and you're sending it to your coach, like in your posing suit, which obviously is similar to what you step on stage with. And like you don't really I think it'd probably be different if you could like legit see like everyone in the audience like staring at you, but the lights are so dang bright when you're on stage, like you really can't see nothing except lights. And like, I mean, you can see the judges because they're right there. Um, but to me, like, and I don't think it was that hard because I mean, honestly, when we fight, like we're wearing short shorts, like a sports bra. So like it's almost like wearing to me, it was like wearing a bathing suit with less coverage. I mean, because I don't walk around in a thong when I'm on the beach, but like I mean, so honestly, to me, it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't really feel weird because you go out in public in a bathing suit and you're on a beach with like a crap ton of people. Obviously, you're not like all glammed up, makeup on, eyelashes on, and all that other stuff, wearing heels and stuff. But like so to me, like it's not. I didn't really see a huge difference because we walk around in bathing suits all the time in public. Now you're just stepping on a stage in front of people. I think the only like weird thing that people might say is like you're literally being judged. Like you're being judged how you look on a stage, outside and instead of like, just walking around a beach in a bikini. So I don't think it's really not, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a huge deal.
hmm Well, like I said, everybody's experience is different, especially your first time. Like again, you're for like, but you've been a performer, being a fighter,
Yeah.
and it's a different sensation compared to being a bodybuilder. Whereas you have to present yourself in a different light. You have to have both this
Yes.
combination of masculinity, muscularity, and femininity. And figure, was that the division you felt like you more felt more comfortable with, or you ever thought about bikini or I know you also did women's physique in your last couple of shows.
Yeah. So when I first started with my coach, like that's one thing that we talk about, right? Like we send pictures and we kind of talk about, he looks at it and kind of decides like, hey, this is what I think. These are the categories that I think you would do good in. He mentioned figure. Physique was a new thing like the past 2 years, just because physique and figure are so similar. Um, and compare pretty similar, minus, the posing routines. But he joked one time, he was like, well, maybe you could do bikini. Like I would never, so my size, like I fought and I would cut like 20 pounds. Like I know what I look like when I'm super skinny. Like I don't want to look like that. Like I like the look of, you know, being muscular. I don't like the look, even though bikini girls, they have muscles, but I was like, I don't want to be that little. It's like,
It's different levels for every person who gets into the sport, how they want to, view themselves. Because this is a tough sport. It's a lot of
Yeah.
sacrifice, a lot of time. Most of the time, you are putting more into it than getting back out of it. We have here a shout to my
Yes.
man KL the Wanderer coming through. He says, hello, KL. And also, he says, the sound of the fat man laugh. It is, but no, it's another laugh too. It's another particular laugh. And the other guy, yeah, that laugh too. Oh, hey, oh yeah, Rebecca, I want to tell you something before I leave you. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. So yeah, but yeah, because you know what, this is a sport that takes a lot of time, effort. I mean, if you're not one thing, you're not disciplined, not consistent. If you don't understand what's involved in it, it's not easy for anybody to get into it. So, folks, what I'm gonna do is here. There's, as you know, is one of my things is, as I say often, beware surroundings at all time. And I found a
Hmm.
little video with the dear Miss Adney, and I want y'all to check out the video. And it's something I mean, I don't know if you remember it or not, but we're gonna pull it up here and get a feedback on her thoughts. So here we go. It's a little video she posted with another channel. And it's her working out here, and the channel is from Best Muscle Video, and it's a little interview she did.
I have not put on this much muscle before. I used to fight, so I was a lot more conditioned, but this is the biggest I have ever been in my life.
Rebecca She-Hulk Adney.
This is a field house. This is actually the first time I'm going into the field house. I have been in here, but like years and years ago. So it'll be good to go back in there and check it out. I love going to new gyms and just different environments, kind of change of pace.
It's all about humanity.
I definitely need to grow my shoulders and my legs and my glutes need to be more conditioned. So hopefully we can bring that to this next show. Starting off in posing for bodybuilding, my suggestions for you would be definitely hire a coach. It is necessary. You can totally tell a difference at shows when someone who has a coach and someone who didn't have a coach. Hire a coach and practice until you're sick of practicing, and then practice some more because it's the only way you're going to get better at it. And that's one of the main things that you need to have at your show. And those are my posing tips.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
When I first started posing, I was super stiff. I came from the military. Like, I don't want to say you're a robot, but kind of like a robot.
It's all about humanity.
I'm pretty strong for my size. I really don't know my own strength.
Well, I mean, whoa. You've come a long way. That was about a couple of years ago. You only been doing this for
Yes.
about a couple of years yourself. And the show that you got your qualification was The Universe. That was in New York.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
that's run by Steve Weinberger. It's NPC Pro Qualifier.
Yes.
What was that feeling when they told you you're now IFBB Pro?
I was like, so I really thought I was gonna like cry, like, because I wanted to cry after prejudging, and my coach was like, "You can't cry yet, like, no shedding tears." I was like, okay," because after prejudging, you kind of know where you stand, right? Obviously that can change, so we kind of already knew where I stood after prejudging, um, but I was like stoked. You worked so freaking hard, and we were so close last year, like. Second, we got second last year, so we knew like it was just a matter of time. And after all that work we put in and like the growth that happened this that past my